I have returned from the dark abyss of being banned. Paradise PD was just too much to handle, so today I'm going to be tormenting myself a little bit more with Allen Gregory.
No, you can't watch Allen Gregory.
Why not?
I tried to warn them. They said that Allen would be like the next Bart Simpson, the next Story Griffin. No.
That sounds pretty good.
When I tried to tell them not to make the show, Jonah Hill, his fat ass who plays Allen Gregory, he sat on me. He sat on me. You can't watch it. It's too dangerous.
A little bit of succubus lore for you there. Apparently he was sat on by Jonah Hill when Allen Gregory was playing, and around that time Jonah would still be pretty big. He wouldn't have his good old-fashioned Ozempic to give him a little boost in his features. So poor succubus, a little bit of succubus lore. But yeah, today I'm going to be watching Allen Gregory and seeing why this show is viewed as just atrocious. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people don't like it. I looked at a Reddit forum to see if there were any Allen Gregory defenders, and everybody was like, please just let me forget this. Please, I don't want to see this anymore. Stop bringing it up, please. Like they were just hoping and praying that nobody would ever talk about it. So I want to know why. So I'm going to be watching a couple episodes to see, was Allen Gregory truly that bad? And if you like content just like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. I upload almost every single day and you don't want to miss it. And if you want a place where you can talk about your favorite games, movies, and shows, my Discord will be in the description. Now let's finally take a look at Allen Gregory. The first episode that I took a look at was One Night in Gottlieb, and just immediately, Allen Gregory, the character, is just something that you would want to pick up, buy like his skull and just chuck into a wall. You know, when you make your entire show revolve around this one specific character that the show's creators literally compared to a Bart Simpson or a Stewie Griffin, you cannot have him be this fucking annoying because, oh my god, I just want to because he's a little bit stupid, man. That's all there really is to say about him. I mean, the beginning scene, the scene that's supposed to get me into the show, that's supposed to make me go like, yes, he's Allening on his Gregory, yes, he's just the character I needed to see, is him sitting on a bench with his friend, and they're all supposed to be going into school, and then you get that sweet Jonah voice chiming in like, oh, not yet, Patty, my dear boy. We can't go inside yet. She's about to arrive. And I'm already getting nervous. I'm shaking in my boots at what they're about to see because I have no idea what's going on. And then you just see fucking Gorlock the Destroyer arrive at the school, a 65-year-old really big woman, and she's like struggling to get out of her car as it zooms in on Allen Gregory's face, and he's like, yeah, get out of that car, you dirty girl, you forgot you're Danish. You gotta go back in for it.
Looks like somebody forgot their Danish, huh?
Ah, crap.
3, 2, 1, and...
Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, who felt the need to animate this, and why does it go on for so long, where I'm watching what is clearly like a 6 or 7... Fuck, an 8-year-old child just sitting there on a bench watching a big 65-year-old woman with gray hair struggle to get out of her car like, oh, I can't get out, ah! And she gets out and then it zooms in on her ass crack and Gregory's like, oh, it's still fine, it's still fine. Like, what are you talking about? Why is this my introduction? And that just leads you into the actual show where Allen Gregory is obsessed with this woman, wants her real bad, and of course, thank God the woman doesn't feel the same, but I don't know, there's something just not very comedic about an 8-year-old boy really wanting a woman who looks like she could decay at any moment. It's just a bit odd to me. So, it cuts to them at lunch, and Jonah Hill, like, I like Jonah Hill. I think he's great in 21 Jump Street, Superbad. He has some really good movies under his belt. He's a really funny guy. Here, I don't really know what he's thinking, because Allen Gregory, he's just constantly like, you know, like, Patty, I saw you coming in for lunch today, and I think there's a lot of stuff you need to work on, like, you know, your speed, your efficiency when it comes to eating lunch. You just dumb fucking buffoon. You need to eat better. Like, why? That's what we're focusing on here? Like genuinely, I challenge you to watch this show and not want to strangle Alan himself. It's just an interesting concept. So he overhears that this other kid and this girl have started going steady, so he sprints over there and he's like, oh yeah, you guys are just like me and the principal were getting down and jiggy with each other, like, oh, we made a sex tape together, we got down into her business, I started licking in there, I was using her up really good.
Fred, look guys, I can't really get into this. Her being the principal of the... Oh, now it's out there. Can't unring that bell.
What are you talking about, man? You didn't do any of that. Why do you even know what that is? I don't understand. I don't like any of it. It's just so odd to even remotely think about, to say the least. He needs serious help from a lot of people. So he then goes on the intercom and he locks the door and he starts going, oh, everyone, on Thursday I'm going to show a video. It's going to be the best video, okay? It's going to be a video that can change everything. It's going to be me and Principal Gottlieb just getting down and jiggy with each other, you know, feeling each other up in the most voluptuous and worthy sex tape you will ever see. Oh, I assure it, I truly do. And so the principal comes in and like the big climax of the scene, the big joke that it's all been building up to, is Alan getting grabbed and the principal just grabbing him, yanking him, and he's like, ow, you hurt me. Right here, baby.
I'm taking you to the counselor.
Ow, you're hurting me! Right here.
Just pointing to his heart, and I don't know, there's just something about Allen Gregory that isn't very charismatic. Like, it's definitely the type of child to where if he tripped down a flight of stairs, I would just point and laugh. Like, there's nothing about his character that makes me root for him in any way, because he's just such a little fucking incel that I would get very, you know, pleased if I saw the principal just, you know, just give him one right to the face. Like, that would be good. I'd be all for that. So he then gets taken to the counselor, and he's talking about how he's gonna use up the principal. He's gonna just be all up in that. And the counselor's like, well, actually, you're talking about my wife. Yeah, you're talking about my wife right now, my beautiful big woman. That's my wife, Mr. Gregory. Now, I think you're lying about this tape. I think you have problems. Mental, physical, emotional, wrecking problems. And you will not get in between my romance with my big succubus of a wife, okay?
I wonder why she never took your name.
Okay, well, not that I have to explain it to you, but she didn't change her name because we are in a common law union.
So
this does send up the descending madness of the husband decently well, but it's just when you pair him with a character like Allen Gregory, it makes a lot of the scenes way less funny, because Allen Gregory just isn't that interesting of a character, at least to me, because he'll be sitting on the other side of the husband, and he'll just be like, oh yeah, I saw your wife get out of the car. She was looking mighty fine. I saw every single roll, every single stretch mark, and I wanted to lick her up and down. She just looks so unbelievably divine. You know, he says stuff like that, and I guess the only reason you would say that it's funny is because it's coming from an 8-year-old, but that's just not enough for me. Like, let's say, like, the husband was sitting here like, I can't, don't take her from me, please, bro. I need her so bad, I can smell her from a mile away. I love her, I need her to sit on my face. Like, if he was, like, gooning and tweaking like that, and then on the other side of the table, sitting there before him is, I don't know, fucking Joe Swanson. Hey, Peter, I'm gonna take your wife, I'm gonna use her rolls, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, a royal flush, a man with no legs, taking your wife. Like, that would be a little bit more entertaining, at least to me, because I just don't like Allen Gregory so far at all. I feel like there were way better ways to write his character, but either way, that takes us to the actual B-plot of the episode, which revolves around Allen Gregory's dads. And yes, he does have 2 dads. So both of them, they're chilling at dinner. It should be a very just normal activity, right? His sister, Judy, brings some friends over, and they both look, you know, one is a little bit hefty, not much of a problem, and one has a brace because they have scoliosis. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, or you should at least, like, find cool ways to write comedy of it, but the entire joke is just that the bald father is just like, oh God, these children, they're gonna give me a hernia. Look at that fucking one. What is that? I gotta ask about that. Why are you wearing a brace at my dinner table?
Man. So this connects to, oh, I get it. Just one main screw and the rest, okay. And you attend a regular school?
Oh, I don't like that brace at all, you stupid fucking bitch. You know what? Get out. We need to find some better friends for Judy. Like, that's the entire joke of it, and he just never conforms or learns anything. I mean, he does by the end of the episode, but it feels not very like, well written to how he gets there. He tries to replace the friends, he tries to do all this nonsense to try to get Judy better friends, and I don't like it, because it's literally just,
Oh gosh, you got a messed up skeleton. Oh, I don't like that. Get out of my house.
like, they don't even try to tell, like, a joke with it. Like, he can't even look at the girl and be like,
Oh, you got a messed up skeleton. It's having trouble conforming. Oh man, it's like your skeleton is stuck on a loading screen at 37%, you dumb broad.
like, that's it. It's just kind of stupid, because they don't even try to tell any jokes with it. It's just, this character hates this character for no reason. Like, it's just their appearance, and they don't even make any jokes about it, and it's just lazy writing. I'm not a fan of it. Like, if you're going to make fun of a specific group of people, at least tell jokes. Like, at least make it worthwhile. If you're gonna get dark, if you're gonna get conceited, if you're gonna be cynical, tell a joke. Don't just have this bald fraud sitting there like, oh, you got a messed up skeleton. I'm against people who don't like skeletons. Like, it's like when I was a kid, and I was growing up with a cleft lip and a messed up nose, and I shit you not, there would be like a 30-year-old man walking up to me and just being like, what happened? What happened to your nose? Are you okay? Did you get in a fight? And then I would explain to them the concept of a cleft lip and a nose, and they would just get all like this. That doesn't even sound remotely cool. That doesn't even sound cool anymore. Like, why didn't you get in a fight, bro? Why didn't you get in a fight? Why didn't you get hit in the face? You shouldn't tell people that you have a fucking deformity. I don't understand that concept. I'm afraid of it. That doesn't exist. Like, I've actually, like, not to that extent, but I've had people kind of react like that when I've said, yeah, I just got a cleft palate. Like, they seem a little bit bummed. I don't know. That's how the dad made me feel in this episode. It also doesn't help that the daughter, her name is Judy again, she looks like Kilowatt from the movie Space Chimps. Do you remember the movie Space Chimps where they go into outer space and they fight like Zorlok or whatever his name is, and they dip them in like stone paint or whatever and like do all that, and there's that orange fucking like a herniated disc looking creature that follows them around going, you know, like she's a little yellow ball and then she gets eaten by an anglerfish and she has a giant like mondo huge forehead.
If you swallow me, I will only grow stronger.
Yeah, that's what Judy reminds me of, because she just has a massive cranium. It honestly looks like an egg just waiting to hatch. Like I was waiting for it to just burst out with something. Like I was expecting that. I don't know. It kind of takes me out of it every time she's on the screen. Either way, we then cut back to them being at school, and Allen Gregory is walking up to his friend Patty, and he's all like, Patty, did you know that Gottlieb is married? This really derails all my plans, brother. This derails everything. And Patty, like, this was the only time I laughed at the entire episode. Patty's all like, yeah, of course I knew that he was married to Gottlieb. Of course, I have to see him every single day when I go to see him because I found my sister's body.
I have to see him every day since I found my sister's body.
Yeah, Pat, congratulations, but we have a real problem here. This is why...
Like, that was just such a throwaway line, but it actually got me to laugh because it was the only thing random enough to do anything. Everything else just kind of sucks. And then for the rest of the episode, we basically just get the same nonsense over and over again. We get Allen Gregory going at it with the husband again, and the husband is just slowly derailing more and more, like, you did not do my wife! You didn't! You can't prove it! And so Allen Gregory meets with his friend at a spa, and it's just this wise old man who says that he can make a sex tape for young Gregory, which has its own odd implications as to why he's giving this little boy this. I don't know, that whole idea was a little bit weird. We then cut back to Judy, who has these fake actor friends that her dad hired because she didn't want her to be around her weird looking friends. And it eventually gets confronted, and fucking the two actor kids get out of the car, and Judy's all like, why do you guys lie to me so much? Ah! And she gets out of the car. And then the two dads are talking, and one of the dads, he's all like, look, I know you meant well. Bro did not mean well. What are you talking about? Can you imagine, like, you bring over your friend, and, like, let's say they're paralyzed from the waist down, and the entire dinner, the entire evening, your dad is just walking up like, oh, would you like this piece of corn? Oh, hello, boy. I noticed your legs don't work. Would you like, you know, some broccoli, some vegetables? Like, that's literally what he was doing to his child. Can you imagine your own, you know, parents doing something like that to your friend that you care about? He did not mean well by hiring fake actors to pretend to be her friend so that that she wouldn't have to spend time with her actual friends. That was just a dumb plotline, and they were trying to treat it like he was trying to be a good dad. What are you talking about? Like, they have a big thing at the end of the episode where he's all like, you know, you could be friends with whoever you want, but if you grow out of them, I'll be waiting. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's just such a horribly written B-plot in every single way that was just designed to make every single character involved, except the two friends, the one that has scoliosis and the hefty girl, like, it was just designed to make everybody look stupid except them, and it was just so unbelievably odd. Either way, the episode ends with Allen Gregory standing upon a table saying that he doesn't need a sex tape to prove his love, and he wants her body and her heart and her soul and her mind, and he's going to earn it. And that's pretty much my entire first experience with Mr. Allen Gregory. I don't know. I really don't know. If I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would give it a 1 out of 10, just because it's all over the place. Allen Gregory is a very uninteresting character. His one character trope the entire thing was just, I really want this woman, and I know better than all of you, and he's just kind of like out of it in the world, which could work very well if he wasn't being such a little freak, you know? He's just being a little freaky, and I just can't really get behind it. Like, genuinely, the only thing that made me laugh was the little kid being all like, when I found my sister's body, just because compared to everything else in the episode, that was so just out there that it made me laugh. And then that B-plot was just making every character look abysmal, look atrocious. I just could not get behind that. This is a horrible experience. I do not recommend. I really hate this show, I really do. The next episode I took a look at was Gay School Dance, and I got confirmation that Allen Gregory is in fact 7 years old, so all the stuff he is doing is really weird, and I know it's an adult animated show, which just means kids can do anything and it's just perfectly fine, but it's still a little bit weird that the 7-year-old really wants this really old woman and he keeps having odd fantasies about her. But in this episode, we do step back from that because we're focusing on a gay school dance. This episode opens with Allen Gregory sprinting to the bathroom because he sees this guy Joel about to go in there, and he's like, hey, you about to drop a load? You about to drop a mean stinker? A little bomb in there? How about we go in together?
Hey, Joel, you going to the bathroom too? We doing this?
Huh?
Yeah. I was just gonna actually drop one off myself.
Would you like that? Would you like that a lot? Would you like that? And so they go in there together, and they miss such a sweet, succulent opportunity. I feel like what the show is missing is the fact that they made Allen Gregory so hateable, so why don't you give me the goods of people hating him? I would appreciate that a lot more, because I was expecting him to get the old, you know, toilet toward whirly shit, whirly, whatever the fuck, just shove him into the porcelain throne. That's what I wanted, but no. It just cuts to them being at dinner, and we just get a mention to the fact that they made him drink toilet water. I would have much rather actually seen that scene, but no, I don't get to. I just have to suffer and just dream and wish about it. So, we find out that Jeremy, one of Allen Gregory's fathers, and they're apparently not both his fathers. Jeremy is the boyfriend, and the bald one is actually his dad. I didn't know that in the first episode, but here we are, and he apparently got a brand new DJ job, good for him, and the bald father, he hears about the fact that Allen Gregory got bullied, and there's a school dance coming up, so his immediate reaction is, oh, no, my son, my boy! We need to make it so everybody at the school dance has to choose their same-sex partner. I want boy on boy, girl on girl, I want a homosexual school dance. And like, the progression to get there ultimately makes no sense. I don't understand why he came to that conclusion. He was just like, man, I really want these young boys to go after other young boys. They can't have fantasies about women. And I want the girls. I want the girls to slap some skin together and just scissor themselves to that dance.
To lay it out here, he gets picked on, and you jump straight to, I gotta get down there and make the whole dance gay.
It's just a very odd concept. So he goes to the school, And one thing I did like is how Allen Gregory describes Jeremy, the boyfriend of his father, as his human sex doll, which was a little bit odd, but I found that to be a smidge funny.
Buddy back of meat is Jeremy. No DNA connection whatsoever. He's my father's human sex doll.
You know, I could admire a little bit of comedy in a scene. He's describing all of that, and then the bald father takes over and he's trying to talk about, you know, the gay school dance and how boys need to be boys and want to do dirty, nasty things to boys. And that doesn't work out because Jeremy starts saying that he's a DJ, and I don't know, this one kid, he really gets it. This kid knows ball. His name is Guillermo, and he looks at Jeremy, who's a DJ, and he's like, "Do you know how to play Kid Cudi?"
Do you play any Kid Cudi?
Yeah, I have a couple of tracks. He's pretty fresh.
I thought that was really funny. Like, I like when they're just doing nonchalant shit. Like, that was funny. Like, I just asked him if he could play Kid Cudi. That was funny. So everybody starts focusing on the fact that he is a DJ instead of the fact that they need to have this big old gay bash. And so the bald father, he goes to the principal's office and he's getting very angry, saying that this entire school is homophobic and evil, and threatens the principal and says that the gay dance needs to happen. So she unfortunately conforms to this and says, you know, it has to happen. It has to happen. And the principal doesn't want this to happen for, you know, obvious reasons, because you shouldn't really force anybody to have to pick a specific. Yeah, it's just weird, okay? It's just weird. And he's like making fun of the principal, saying that you're a fat, sick bitch. And Jonah Hill, he poured all of his voice acting prowess. He like screamed like, "No, bro, that's my fat, sick bitch. Don't talk to her like that, bro." Like, he just poured everything you had into that scene, into this role, into this writing. Everything that Jonah Hill could possibly be went into the role of Allen Gregory. So now Allen Gregory, he really wants Joel to go to the dance with him, like super duper bad, so he's pursuing that. At the same time, the bald man, he's looking for a different DJ to host the school dance instead of his own boyfriend, because, you know, he's being odd, so he goes to his job and he gets him fired. And that sets up pretty much the B-plot, where Jeremy is struggling to get a job and is now fired, and his stupid ass bald husband is just being evil, being a menace to him. That sets up the B-plot, and you would think there would be like a reason for this to conclude, to have, you know, a sensible ending. It doesn't. It doesn't have a good ending at all. This bald guy, and I couldn't even bother to remember his name because he just pisses me off. He's just the entire episode, he's like, wow, oh my god, these children aren't gay enough. No, oh man, my boyfriend's getting attention. Oh no. Just the entire episode just being like a fucking toddler, like worse than Gregory. Like, he pisses me off, man. It's just so annoying. And so Gregory, he calls Joel and he gets rejected right away. He's very depressed about this. And so Joel goes and he asks out Patrick to the dance. And then they're all sitting and chatting in the bathroom, and they're talking about like when Flo Rida comes on, and they do this really awful joke where they're just singing Flo Rida for like a solid minute, where they're like, okay, do I welcome to my house? Do I pull his pants down then? No. Play that music too loud. No, don't do it then. Show me what you do now. Yeah, that goes on for a very long time until Guillermo finally gets to the part, and they're planning on pantsing Patrick. Great, wonderful. You could have said that in one sentence instead of letting this little Guillermo guy sing Flo Rida for a very long time. I don't know. It's just odd writing choices. And so Allen Gregory, he eventually figures out about this and has to go and try and stop it. Jeremy drives him to the school dance, and they are about to pants him. Allen Gregory is trying to also pants Patrick to get the love of Joel, and so he misses, and he doesn't pants Patrick, and Gregory gets pantsed himself. And then he stands up on a table and gives a big speech about how, you know, everybody should have wanted to go with the person that they wanted to go with. I believe in choice. I believe in love. I believe in freedom. I believe that Joel, you should have went with me. Oh, and then he threatens to smack Guillermo, calling him a Hispanic. Just very odd writing choices. I don't know. And then the fucking incredible, thrilling end to that B-plot with the bald fraud and Jeremy. They both walk up to each other, and Jeremy forgives him for getting him fired from the job that he worked so hard to get, not letting him DJ the school dance, and tells him to go up there and just play the song. And then they love each other again. I don't know. Do you feel a little bit lost? Is my description doing it for you? Because I feel lost. I feel like a lost soul ever terrified of the upcoming future while watching this really awful show. I don't know. There's really nothing good. The animation sucks. The writing sucks. The voice acting usually isn't very good. And every single joke they try to tell is just a guaranteed miss, and it's pissing me off. If I was to rate this show, or this episode 1 to 10, I would probably also give this a 1 out of 10. There is nothing charming or funny about this entire sequence. Honestly, the show might crack the top 5 of some of the worst shows I've ever seen. One thing that, like, I can always count on for these bad shows is usually there's something that feels like there's passion going into the show, like at least one person wanted this to be made. Here, it's just painfully boring, and when it's not painfully boring, it's just doing some of the worst things that you could possibly do in media. The main character, Allen Gregory, is just so annoying. His entire, like perspective on everything is just awful. Like, oh, I'm gonna walk up to people and be like, hey, oh, yeah, do you like me? Ooh, I bet you like me. Yeah, you wanna go in the toilet together and sit together and like, oh, poop together? And then everybody's reactions is always like, oh no, bro, I don't want to even remotely drop my load next to you. And they all just like treat him horribly, but we never get to see any of like the results of that, I guess. Like, they made Allen Gregory such an annoying character, yet they never show anything like pleasant animation wise or Allen Gregory actually suffering ever. It's just always ending with Allen Gregory giving a big old speech like, oh yeah, but I'm Allen Gregory and I believe in choice and getting what I deserve. Like, every single episode ends with him giving a big speech, and I just don't care for it. I want to see this little kid suffer because you purposely made him one of the most annoying characters in fiction. And then the other two characters that get the most time to shine is Jeremy and the bald fraud, and it's just such an odd, abusive relationship that it isn't even remotely funny. It's just the bald man constantly thinking that he knows best, constantly yelling and just mentally abusing his boyfriend, and then at the end of the episode, there's no like moment or reprise where you would think, okay, yeah, Jeremy should forgive him, and the bald guy has learned his lesson and cares about his family. There's no moment like that. It's just Jeremy being like, oh god, I gotta lick your scalp tonight, baby. You know, I could get all up in that and like have a good time. Like, I could earn your love. Like, why do you need to do anything for this bald motherfucker who deserves to just be like his head plunged? Like, grab me a plunger and let me just suck it out, because it's just annoying. It's annoying how they just showcase this really abusive relationship with no comedy, no like moments of learning, no like moments of him getting better. It's just dead ass him being just a menace to society and getting no, like, repercussions for it at all. The first episode I watched, he was just telling his daughter that she can't be friends with anybody, and then at the end of it, he's just like, yeah, you can be friends with them, but the second you get bored of them, I'll be so proud of you, you stupid bitch. Like, it makes no sense from a writing standpoint why anybody would find that funny or even remotely interesting. I don't know. This show is just so unbelievably bad in every way. It misses the mark when it comes to comedy. It has horrible writing, really bad voice acting, and I feel like the only reason that the show was even greenlit, that it was even made, was probably because Jonah Hill, oh man, he's in Superbad. Oh man, he's in 21 and 22 Jump Street. Oh man, this guy probably knows his way around writing an adult animated sitcom. No, he clearly does not. He clearly does not. He clearly needs much better writers, and if there was 30 plus writers on this show, what are you guys doing to earn your living? Because, oh man, I could write something better than this. Give me 24 hours and I'd do something better than,
hello, my name is Allen Gregory. Yeah, God, you all want to suck my penis?
Like, that's it. It's just dumb. I hate it. It's just abysmal. I will not be checking out Allen Gregory again for any amount of likes, so that's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. If it's a little bit choppy, if I seem a little bit different, I'm just getting back into the swing of making content again. I did get banned for 1 week because of Paradise PD shenanigans. That wasn't very good, honestly. Probably one of the worst feelings in my life, because I do really love making content. So yeah, just gonna get back on that grind, making daily videos once again, and I hope that a lot of you missed me, because boy oh boy did I miss you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.